If you're a home buyer in the Seattle area, you might be wondering, did I miss the bottom of real estate pricing? My name is Jesse Sheldon. I am a broker with RE/MAX Northwest, and that is one thing I will be talking about today as we go over the market stats and what the market is doing today in the middle of March 2024. If you find anything that I mentioned today useful, I would greatly appreciate a like and subscribe to follow along and become a more educated home buyer or seller. And if you'd like a unique perspective on your individual situation, feel free to book a discovery call at the first link in the description. All right, now let's get into it. What the heck is going on in the real estate market right now in the greater Seattle area? Well, I got a few things for you today. I'm going to go over market stats that show where everything was at the end of February for Seattle, the east side, and the Bothell area. Next, I'm going to give you a couple of anecdotes about what I'm seeing in the market today, because the stats don't necessarily reflect what has happened in the last couple of weeks in March. The market has only continued to pick up steam since then. And finally, we will wrap up with some actionable items if you are a buyer or a seller and what to do with this information and how it might apply to you. All right, first, stats. My number people. What are the stats showing as of the end of February in 2024. So what we're going to look at is annually, and then we can also be able to see on our charts here what has happened month over month. Now, a quick reminder that in the Seattle market, we seasonally see a pickup of activity that starts to happen in early February, and it continues up until we hit about May or June. Memorial Day seems to be kind of a cutoff of the peak of our market, and then it stabilizes through the rest of the summer. And then we seasonally see prices go down in the fall and kind of bottom out in the winter. And that's mostly due to basic supply and demand economics of the season. So let's take a look at the numbers. The median sales price in the greater Seattle area is up year over year, 15.5%. From February 2023 to February 2024 is up 17%. We're back over $940,000 for the median sales price in the Seattle area. Now, we saw quite a bit of a dip in prices, both due to interest rate pressure and seasonally towards the middle of 2023. But just simply comparing last February to this February, we are up 17%. Also, our average days on market has declined by 10 days. Another example of how we can see that the market has been picking up steam. Now let's take a look at stats on the east side. So this is going to be Kirkland, Bellevue, Redmond, and Issaquah. So that's the kind of the east side of Lake Washington. We've seen new listings go up by 44% from last February. However, solds are only up 1%. Now when we say solds in February, that means they went pending in January. So the market was significantly different in January than it is right now. Now how about prices for the east side? Well, similar to Seattle, they have gone up year over year. But how much? We're up 23% annually. That is a pretty significant number. We're not quite back to the same peak that we had in 2022 before interest rates started going up and then the market started to decline. But we are definitely on our way back to that same peak level, with interest rates not having gone down a whole lot. As far as inventory goes on the east side, that has come down. Even though we've had a huge increase in the number of new listings, the actual number of inventory as we closed out the month is just a little bit less than last year, which perfectly resonates with the overall market dynamics of increased pricing, more demand, less supply. Now we're going to take a look at the Bothell area. And when I say Bothell area, we're talking Mountain Lake Terrace, Linwood, Lake Forest Park, Kenmore, Snohomish. Those are all in the broader Bothell area category when we're looking at these statistics. Saw a big increase in the number of new listings. That's up 46% from February of 2023. Another big increase in pricing as well. Median prices are up 20.8% from this time last year. In fact, if you look historically, month over month, for the entire year of 2023, we have exceeded all prices from the entire year last year so far, with them closing out at the end of February. February 2023 had a really high days on market. The market was not moving really fast in the North End Bothell area. We were at about 41 average days on market. We have cut that in half, down 59%, down to about 20 days. Now, where does that leave us in the month of March, now that we've taken a look back at where statistics ended at the end of February? Well, the market has only continued to pick up steam in the month of March. I just came from an open house today where we are expecting multiple offers for our new listing, and that's at a $1.1 million price point. Buyers that I've been working with recently have also been competing in multiple offer scenarios. In fact, one of them, not too long ago, we were competing against 30 other offers. Now, I do think that particular listing was too far underpriced for the market, but the other houses that they have offered on, they still were competing against other people. So knowing that the market is picking up steam this month in March, where does that leave the next few months if you are a buyer? You want to be ready to compete. All the news headlines you might have been reading is prices are going down, market is slowing. That is old news. As interest rates go down, we're going to start to see prices go up. And that's going to happen for a number of reasons. One, we've had a lock-in effect for lots of sellers recently, where they haven't been interested in giving up their 3% or lower interest rate on their mortgage to upgrade to a bigger house. So they have been waiting. They've been not listing their homes. They have not been selling. Most of the people that have been selling in the last year are either deaths, divorces, or relocations. Very few of them are actual upsizers or downsizers. And that's going to start to change as mortgage rates go down. They're also going to become buyers. So first-time home buyers, you're going to be back in the market competing against some of these upsizers or downsizers. So the best way you can prepare yourself as a buyer is understand that the market is going to be competitive again. You're going to need to lean on an agent that has the experience of going through what that was like during the competitive market times. So that's pre-inspections. It's understanding what it is to be pre-approved with a good lender, maybe even being pre-underwritten so you can compete against cash with your financed offer. Those are all things that we would do to prepare our home buyers for this upcoming market. Now, if you are a seller, some tips that I would have for you when looking at this market, it's arguably one of the best times to sell in the last 12 or 18 months. We are back to seeing multiple offers. We are back to seeing prices increase. We're not yet back to our peak of 2022, but prices are definitely on the rise. Now you might say to yourself, well, if prices are on the rise, should I wait even further? Well, I'll tell you that we had some of our clients wait too long and they seasonally missed out. Now there's the big picture of the economy and the housing market and where we're at for prices, and then there is seasonally where we're at for pricing. Some of our sellers that wait too long end up missing the mark, and there's not as many buyers out there looking. As you could see from the charts that I was showing you earlier, there is absolutely a seasonal effect to our housing market. And if you want to be just right before the next peak, seasonally, that would be my number one suggestion for you, accompanied by doing as many things as you can to make your home as turnkey as possible. So if you have a nice home, making sure your exterior is cleaned up, doing some remodeling to the interior to make it as neutral and appealing to as wide range of buyers as possible. That's something that we do on our team. This listing in Shoreline that I just came from today, we did new countertops, painted cabinets, did some new flooring, just got it all the way around nice and turnkey. Making these updates has brought in a lot bigger buyer pool, and we were able to increase the list price from where we were initially thinking. It also, I think, is going to lead to us having multiple offers and even possibly selling above the list price. So to answer my question at the beginning of the video, have prices bottomed out? I do think so. I think we are only going to see prices continue to rise for the season. Now, one caution I will say as it comes to home pricing, the Federal Reserve has said they are planning on lowering interest rates later this year as we progress closer and closer to their 2% target inflation rate. If they do not end up decreasing rates towards the end of this year like they have been talking about, that will send the mortgage rates into a frenzy, increasing them most likely. The mortgage rates have started to price in those future interest rate declines. So if the Federal Reserve ends up not pivoting like they have been saying they're going to, that would be a problem for mortgage rates, and I could see prices coming back down. Accompanied by the timing of that being seasonally, That is one thing that I could see possibly happening. The Federal Reserve in their most recent meeting was steadfast in their commitment to making their pivot into decreasing interest rates, projected 3 times this year. Well, that is all of the updates I have for you as of March 2024 on the housing market in the greater Seattle area. Once again, if you were able to glean any information out of this or it was helpful, greatly appreciate a like and subscribe to my channel so you become a more educated home buyer or seller. If you would like a more individualistic opinion on your situation, book a discovery call down below in the description. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.